Welcome to Sovereign Citizen Legal Encounters. All right, today we have a sovereign citizen who has a lot of energy. Attorney, in fact, whatever he wants to call himself, but he's definitely going back and forth with the judge, and the judge can't get a word in. But we're going to check it out, and you'll see how the judge handled this sovereign citizen and see how things go. Let's go.
All right, now back to Ms. Wally. Sorry, sir, to confuse you. Your name?
You mind giving me just a minute here? I've just been rushed into here and I have not had access to any of the courts and any phone calls whatsoever. I just need about 10 more minutes if possible.
Okay, what's your name though?
Okay, well, I'm here by a special and a limited appearance as the man. And at this point in time, per the common law side of the court, I'd like to enter an order.
What do your friends call you?
Excuse me, do you mind letting me finish? I'd like to.
Well, I need to know who you are. I can't help you.
Okay.
Who do you think I think you are? Who do they put on documents that you don't agree with? What's that name?
As I said, I'm here by special and limited appearance, and in accordance to the common law side of this court,
So, Ms. Gannam, did you have a chance to talk with the man I'm trying to figure out?
Yeah.
An order.
As the jail believes, this is Raymond of the family Paulo.
Excuse me, I told you not to interfere and you accepted that liability. As per FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act, you do not have the right to represent me as a legal person because that would be a fraud upon the court. Per FARA,
Mr. Paulo or Ray or Raymond, how do you like me? How would you like me to refer to you, sir? I can't just say, hey, you. How would you like me to refer to you?
Capacity as an interested party.
Is that what your friends call you? Your family call you? What do they call you?
What part of it did you not hear?
I'm still looking for a name.
Okay, well, I'm not my name. I'm a man standing on the land as a Washingtonian, American national, non-resident alien to the U.S., and I'm not doing any business whatsoever and or trade into the jurisdiction of the U.S. and or subcorporation. I have never been in the United States. That's the facts. And so per the common law, trespass is now being attempted at this point in time. And from the beginning, I want to address this in a particular manner in order to settle these differences so that there is no unlawful conversions of estate property.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to the prosecutor and ask him what they know. So, Mr. Sharp, has this person been identified?
Moment, please, Your Honor.
Okay, so is Mr. Sharp, do you have a
yes, Your Honor.
First and last name?
One person at a time, sir. Let me hear from the prosecutor, and then I'll turn back.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Paulo's identity was confirmed when he was arrested for trespassing and searched.
Slow down, sir. I just need to hear from one person at a time. I will come back to you. So please keep your peace while I listen to the prosecutor. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your Honor, a search incident to arrest uncovered a Washington State ID card that confirmed his identity as Mr. Paulo.
Raymond Paulo with a date of birth June 25, 69.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So,
a legal person or a dead entity or a corporation? So,
sir, are you telling me you don't want an attorney to represent you or what?
Attorney, in fact, I wouldn't need any to represent me, especially under the 11th Amendment. This would be an unlawful proceeding due to the facts.
Well, all right. So you got a right to have a lawyer represent you because you're charged with a criminal offense by the city of Lacey. And do you want Ms. Gannam, who's an attorney here in Washington, to assist you today?
Excuse me, I said I needed 10 minutes, and you were saying you're going to suggest something or another.
Well, I may give you 10 minutes, but we may see you tomorrow too. But I wonder, do you want an attorney to assist you?
Okay.
Do you want an attorney to assist you or not? I just need a yes or no there.
I'm hereby going to enter an order into the common law side of this court.
So I need a yes or no, sir. Do you want an attorney to assist you?
Exhaust my.
A yes or no answer, sir. Do you want an attorney to assist you? Can you answer yes or no to that? Do you want an attorney? Do you want an attorney?
I think we all know the answer to that, Judge.
I am an attorney, in fact, for the unincorporated estate, and with all due respect, the US and all of your administrative law is not providing me any services due to the facts is that I'm ordering a stay on the common law side of this court in order to address my
So
own.
you say you're an attorney. In fact, have you been allowed to practice law in the state of Washington by the Supreme Court of Washington?
No, I'm not a bar member. I'm not part of the
Okay.
society. I'm a man.
Okay. All right. So do you want an attorney to help you?
I'm hereby entering an order on the common law side of this
Okay.
court in order to stay for these administrative hearings for me to exhaust all my administrative.
You got a few, I think you're a little confused and you got bad information. This is a criminal case, not an administrative hearing. It's a criminal case. You're charged with a crime called criminal trespass in the first degree. And it carries a maximum sentence of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. And again, you have a right to have an attorney and a right to not testify against yourself if you go to trial or hearing. You have a right to be presumed innocent, and you cannot be found guilty unless the city of Lacey proves this against you to beyond a reasonable doubt, or if you pled guilty to it, that would be your choice. Again, you have the right to have an attorney assist you here. Anything? I'm still trying to get a question answered there. Do you want to answer that question or not?
Am I going to be able to answer without your interference? Because you keep cutting me off. That's not the sort of conduct that's necessary. It seems to be you're practicing law from the bench. I would appreciate it if you refrained from such and let me speak for myself as a man, not a legal person or a legal entity or a corporation, which I've denied. And I'm going to show you the paper here on the affidavit. Affidavit, statement of truth. I, man, the living soul, hereby deny corporate existence and do not occupy any corporate capacity and or status whatsoever. I further state the above statement of facts are true, correct, and not misleading, and swear to each under the penalties of perjury per 28 USC 1746C. And there's my signature, Raymond Van Paulo, December 22nd. All rights reserved, not in a sunset, not pro time.
What kind of coffee are they serving in that jail?
Okay, Raymond Paulo. We finally established that. All right, got it. Do you want an attorney to help you?
Excuse me, per the common law, you are now trespassing. That's a common law trespass. Please, are you a bar member? You have a conflict of interest. I would imagine you need to recuse yourself if you want to operate on that side of the court.
Well, you got a lot of mistakes there you're citing, and I'm trying to help clear it up for you. So
opinions have nothing to do with me as a man because you don't have any jurisdiction. You don't have any authority.
What happens next, Mr. Paulo, who you say you are because you signed that document, it would be good for you to get that filed with the court at some point if you want us to review it more closely.
You're still interfering with my abilities and you're misrepresenting and making statements on my behalf. You do not have the authority. I'm revoking, rescinding all signatures, power of attorney, and terminating. And I'd like the prosecutor to provide proof of his certificate of authority to administrate any claims against the unincorporated sovereign estate. And if he fails to, then I will accept his bar card and your.
Mr. Paulo, I'm not doing anything on your behalf as an attorney. I'm the judge here.
Okay, well,
and we're trying to get through an arraignment. And I've told you what you're charged with and what the maximum possible sentence is. You've gone through your rights. And some of those rights also are if you were to go to motion or trial, you have the right to have the court order people to come testify on your behalf, and you have the right to question witnesses that may be brought by the city against you. So where we are is I'm still trying to figure out if you want an attorney, and you haven't asked me to appoint an attorney, but I can do that if you'd like.
So you're not able to basically act in accordance to the canons. So at this point in time, by special appearance and limited manner, I'm entering an order by special deposits to the foreign courts in order to put a stay on the hearings in order for me to exhaust my administrative remedies.
Okay. So
I hereby order the court to vacation any liens on the account and release the real property and personal property. I believe it's Standard Forms 1991 if they're still in effect.
So, Ms. Ganem, anything you want to add here?
Nothing additional, Your Honor. I was not able to get much information.
No, I told you you're not to be happy.
One person at a time, Mr. Paolo, please. Let me just hear from Ms. Ganem and then I'll turn back to you.
I, Raymond of the family Paulo, do not unlawfully convert the estate name.
All right,
Title. An unlawful conversion. This is identity theft. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to read your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do be used in court of law. If you don't understand your rights, the attorney will be appointed to you. Do you understand your rights?
He must be using the updated script.
All bar members and those present in this particular hearing and on the common law side in which I'm standing.
So I'm going to turn to the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Sharp. What's the recommendation here on release conditions?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I see. I should make it clear probable cause was found the first.
I didn't get any discovery, so I don't know about those things. Those
Right,
are all presumptions.
Well, city will just make a record that city has grave reservations about Mr. Paulo being allowed to represent himself.
Objection.
Statements
This is identity theft.
Mr. Paulo, stop interrupting and I'll get back to you. I'm going to hear from you next. So I suggest you listen and then you respond. Stop interrupting. We're going to have to, okay, I will come back to you. I will be coming back to you. So listen and then respond. So first off, we got to listen.
It sounds like she's teaching a kindergarten class.
So Mr. Sharp.
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, the city has grave reservations it would like to express about Mr. Paulo being allowed to represent himself. And while he may have a right to do so, the statements he's made before the court today seem to suggest he either has multiple grave misunderstandings about the way the law works and the way the court proceeds, or is just unwilling to participate in the process in a functional way. Either way, it seems a grave injustice to not have a properly educated and trained attorney assisting him. However, I do recognize that he has that right should he choose to exercise it. City's requesting $250 bail on this case, law-abiding behavior. Did he not have any contact with the Peak Credit Union? Your Honor, the street address for that is...
Is this in the United States?
Or, Your Honor, that's... Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I've got the wrong report for the address here. Pardon me.
Made a mistake.
4540. Your Honor, that's 4540. City's bail request is based on concerns over Mr. Paulo's ability or likelihood to reappear under Rule 3.2. The statements that he's made before the court today suggest that he's not likely to respond to the court's orders, given that he's rejected the court's authority over this matter. City believes without some bail, he would be likely to fly or at least fail to appear for future hearings.
So, Ms. Ganem, you say you haven't had a chance to talk with Mr. Paulo, for lack of a better name that I can use here. And I'd like to, it's been difficult for us to talk, obviously, too.
On my common law side of the court, definitely, if you're going to unlawfully convert and it suggests that we're running in a different manner, well, then I'm not participating in bad faith and with clean hands. I'm not participating in the unlawful conversions of the unincorporated as a state property.
So,
and that's
Ms.
land
Ganem,
included.
Yes.
You called down, or how did you, were you on the phone, or was he not willing to talk with you, or?
I attempted to speak on the phone, and he has made it clear to me that he does not want me to speak on his behalf at all.
Stand down.
Eh?
You're in violation of foreign agent.
So nobody's in violation of anything here. I'm just asking questions, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I attempted to have a conversation with him, and he has not answered any of my questions that I asked him, and has made it clear that he does not want me to say one word on his behalf at this hearing.
Okay. And so, yep, Mr. Sharp.
Given the statements made before the court here this afternoon, the city feels obligated to, well, I'll defer to the court on this, but would suggest considering the issue of competency. The statements have been consistently nonsensical and seem to suggest that Mr. Paulo may have an inability to understand the court proceedings. without further information, we can't rule out that he's able to proceed competently. City would again defer to the court, but perhaps an evaluation is in order.
So I'm not convinced at this stage. I'm convinced that Mr. Paulo doesn't agree with the proceedings and doesn't agree with the state of the law in Washington, and that's fine. Problem is, it's still happening the way he doesn't agree. It still is a fact.
In other words, they're not paying for the hearing, and also they don't want this case stretched out for another 6 months.
Mr. Paulo, I'm being asked to have you post bond or in order to be released, and then set another hearing and have you back to court if you are out of custody, or have another hearing anyway if you're in custody. Do you have anything to say about this request from the city, and also that you don't go back to that 4540? It's a credit union, did you say?
It's the Peak Credit Union.
Peak Credit Union. So you have anything to say on that? I think somebody muted you, so we're going to need the help of corrections there and Lacey to unmute you.
Me?
You're back. So do you have any response to what the city wants me to do on release conditions?
As a man or a legal person?
Whatever way you want to respond.
No, as the statement that he's made to a man or a legal person, because I'm not a corporation, as the affidavit of statement of truth has now been entered into the public record. And after reading,
how do you want to respond?
As bar members, you have a conflict of interest, especially a judge. If you have a bar card, I've accepted your bar card and your oath of office and the attorneys. And if the attorney is not willing to provide the certificate of authority to bring a claim against my own estate, well, the facts remain is that's actually a common law.
So, sir, how do you feel about me ordering you not to go back to that credit union, the Peak Credit Union?
I'm sorry, you're speaking to a man, or are you speaking to somebody else?
To you.
A man?
You're a physical human being in the Nisqually jail. I'm talking to you.
A man, yes or no? Are you speaking to a man?
You look like a man to me.
Okay, well, I know what I look like, but I've asked you directly. Are you directing me to that question as a man? Not that I look like one, because I'm a man, I'm not a legal person, and I'm not a corporation.
Okay, to you, the man who's sitting in Nisqually jail.
Okay, and so
what do you say?
Identified as a legal person then?
She did say the word man in the answer, but he's still not satisfied.
What do you say?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
What would you like to tell me about what I should do about your custody status? Should I let you out? Should I not? Should I order you to stay away from Peak Credit Union? What do you have to say about that?
Well, I would like to request the judge's chambers in order to protect my privacy.
No, this is a public hearing. We're going to do this in public. So what's your response?
I believe it's called Star Chambers, in order to protect my publicity. And
so do you have a response to that question about release conditions or not?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is very echoey in here. So if you keep cutting me off, you're frustrating me for no reason other than it fears you're interfering. So if you could just respond slower and not cut me off, because you're agitating me. As an American with disabilities, and I've been deprived for now 8 days of a hearing. So beyond the 48 hours, I don't know why we're even listening to this, because you failed to meet the mandatory obligations to bring any party to the courts, as you have fraudulently induced me to believe something when in fact fraud upon the court is evident and now part of the public record. So with that.
So Mr. Paulo, what we're doing here is I'm entering a plea of not guilty to this allegation of criminal trespass in the first degree. I'm not appointing an attorney, as you've told me that you want no one to help you. You can change your mind about that, and we can appoint an attorney, and keep that in mind. I'm going to order that you don't go back to that Peak Credit Union where this is alleged to have occurred at 40. Don't go back there, subject, and don't violate the law otherwise. I don't see a history of failing to appear in court for the last 20-some years, so I'm not going to have you post any bond. But I'm going to give you a court date to be back, and you're representing yourself unless you ask the court to appoint somebody or we think differently about that. But you've got to tell us if you want an attorney appointed. And what date?
Okay, the issue at hand that I hear is that you're saying representing myself. I am myself as an attorney in fact. So the fact of the matter is if you misrepresent and misidentify the things I'm stating, these unlawful conversions create a cause of action, and under the common law, this is a trespass. So with all due respect, I'm willing to entertain on the private side, the common law side, if you guys refrain from forcing me to be subject to these unreasonable unjustifications in bad faith. I would not have anything to do with the county because I do not live in the United States. That being said, and the only place I've ever heard of is at the time which I went to the Lacey police in order to file a case against the party who wrote $11,000 check. Her name is Sheila Connor. And
I think we're getting off track here. It's not about you anymore. So we're going to be back January 5th. You need to come to court. And if you don't, and there's no good reason, the court might issue a warrant for your arrest, but come to court. And if you want the court to appoint an attorney, we sure would do that. But stay away from Peak Credit Union, stay out of trouble, be back in district court January 5th. That's all for today.
Am I being
knock on the door and they'll let you out.
Today. Can I confirm?
That's all for today. So long.
Excuse me?
So long. You can knock on the door there and they'll let you out and they'll release you from custody. We'll see you January 5th.
Okay, I want to continue.
I'm going to move on.
We have one of our own who is held in jail. Let's make plans to go get him.
Where is he located?
Washington State. Then it's time. We will live sovereign, and we will live free.
Let me know how you think that hearing went. I know the guy did a lot of talking, but also the judge tried to keep the hearing moving. So let me know if you think she did a good job on it or not. But I'm looking forward to him coming back and seeing what else is going on if he comes back, because he's definitely strong on that sovereign citizen script. And there's some different parts in there that I never heard. So anyway, we'll see. He maybe got a new updated script from somewhere. But now we're going into another court with Judge Ricky, where there's a sovereign citizen that has a serious charge in there, but he seems to not care about anything. Let's go.
All right, I think I've got Mr. McDaniel on here now.
Yes, sir.
Matthew McDaniel. I'm not hearing a response. Matthew McDaniel?
Am I supposed to say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the state of Kansas versus Matthew R. McDaniel, case number 2025 CR 454. Mr. McDaniel appears from the El Dorado Correctional Facility's Zoom location. Amber Norris appears for the state. This is a first appearance in the case. Count 1 alleges murder in the second degree, a level 1 person felony. Since a felony is involved, you will not be asked to plead at this time, Mr. McDaniel. Rather, a preliminary hearing scheduling will be made by this court. Previously, this court appointed James Watts as your attorney. He's on this meeting with us. Mr. Watts, I'm proposing our next court date for preliminary hearing control to be 11 o'clock a.m. on December the 31st. Are you available?
11
December
o'clock.
31 at 11.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
Very well. This matter will be set for a preliminary hearing control setting, 11 o'clock a.m. on December 31, 2025. Obviously, the facility will need to have Mr. McDaniel on the meeting again in a similar way that they've accommodated the court today.
Hey, this is a first appearance?
This is your first appearance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to see some paperwork for this or something. I'm not aware of this.
According to what I found, he killed his cellmate in the correctional facility where he's currently housed. And this happened in October. I'll put a link in the description so that you can read over it because there was no video coverage for it, probably because he was in the institution. But check it out for yourself.
Okay, I'm making you aware that you've got a murder in the second degree charge currently pending in our court.
Yeah, I need to see some writing for this because from what I understand, this is basically y'all trying to charge somebody up under a corporation, and I'm not a corporation. I need to see something.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. McDaniel, and quite frankly, I'm not in the mood to entertain it.
I don't care about your mood. Fuck you and your mood.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Where's the
Let's set your court date. Appointed you a lawyer. I'm sure the lawyer will provide you a copy of your charges. And we'll see you by Zoom on December 31 at 11 o'clock a.m. As far as the bond is concerned, the point's almost moot because of your current incarcerated status. I think we probably already have a bond set in this case. Checking that.
Your Honor, I believe it was a summons, so I don't think that the court has set a bond in regards to Mr. McDaniel's case. And I
Where's
do
the
believe that
summons?
I do believe that he is in custody for a significant period of time. I mean, multiple
The court
years.
has to establish a bond in this case, and we'll do so. $750,000 cash or a professional surety required. Very well. Bond's been set. Counsel appointed. Next court date set. Unless, Ms. Norris, you know of other business. Mr. Watts, you do?
And Your Honor, just so I'm clear, Your Honor set that as a preliminary hearing control date on the 31st?
Correct. Are
Okay.
you in a position to be able to schedule an evidentiary hearing at this time?
Judge, given the nature of this case, I presume my client will want to have an evidentiary preliminary hearing. And I can schedule that if you wish to, or I can
Okay.
go and
Your
attempt to
Honor-
make contact with my client first.
Your Honor, we have not sent discovery, I don't believe, and like I said, Mr. McDaniel is in custody for several more years, maybe even life. So I don't think there's any rush, and I don't actually have Mr. Sweeney's calendar, and that's whose case this actually would be. So if we could maybe keep the 31st date, it might be better.
That's fine, Your Honor. I just want to make sure that's what we were doing that day.
That's what we'll schedule an evidentiary hearing if one is requested on that date, Mr. Watts. And if you can go ahead when you get discovery and send a copy of the charges to your client, he apparently wants to see them.
I have a great deal of discovery, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Very well. If there's nothing further at this time, then the Matthew McDaniel matter will be in recess at this time. We'll move on to another case on the docket.
Your Honor, if it's possible, could I, while the court's taking up that docket, could I do a breakout with Mr. McDaniel?
You can go ahead and set that up at this time, Andy. Mr. McDaniel, we're going to put you in a breakout session, a separate session with your attorney by Zoom at this time. All right.
I'm definitely going to follow up on this one when he comes back. And also, he's already in jail currently for a murder charge. So this will be a second one if he's convicted of it. So we'll just see what's going on with that. Now we're going to go to one more hearing in the same court. There's a lady that's pro se, and she had to take matters into her own hands. She didn't want the attorney, so she canceled the attorney right in the middle of the hearing. So let's see how this goes, because you know how Judge Ricky is. Let's check it out. Let's go.
All right. I'll next address LaShawn Marie Davis. Is that who I have at the jail Zoom location?
Yes, sir.
This is State of Kansas versus LaShawn Marie Davis. It's case number 2024 TR 272. Ms. Davis appears from the jail Zoom location. Amber Norris on behalf of the state. There was a setting before Judge Webster on November the 10th. It shows that the defendant failed to appear.
Came, sir. I really did. I swear I came. I went to both buildings. I sat in one of the judges' places because they told I went to the first one, I guess was the county building, and the officer that was there said he didn't find me on their docket, so he sent me to the other place. I accidentally left my time card there. He sent me to the other place. The judge told me to sit there, and I got the officer's card when they said they couldn't find me there. His name was Sean, and his last name started with a K. I got his card because I sat there for like 20, 30 minutes. They said they couldn't find me on their docket. I went back over to the other one, and the man that was sitting there at the little security guard, he was like, "I'm glad you came back. You left your time card." And we sat there for like 10 minutes looking over to the docket, and he was like, "I don't see your name on there." I said, "I went to both buildings."
Okay, there's only one building that you would go to, and that's the judicial center. The court business is done.
No, they had two different buildings. They had a county, and they had one that was connected to like the police like a police substation or some stuff like that I went to, because I don't really know too much about El Dorado. I'm from Wichita, so they sent me back and forth to two different buildings, saying that I could have been on each one. I don't know much about El Dorado.
Well, this case
Initially said it was on the 11th.
Just a minute.
Sorry.
This case has been in the system since May of 2024.
Yes, I was trying to plead out today, though. I was going to go ahead and plead out today if they could let me.
Well, I'm really not going to let you because you have an attorney of record who's not present. I don't
know who my attorney is.
Well, Darren Patterson has been appointed as your attorney.
I can't plead out without my attorney being here.
I'm not comfortable with you doing so.
I would prefer to go ahead and do so because I got to get my son back in school. I got my son out of school, transferring schools. My son is out of school right now. So I don't want my son going for truancy. My son is not going to school at all right now.
Right, you have to waive further assistance of counsel and not talk over me anymore. Okay?
Apologize. I apologize, sir.
Do you really want to waive the assistance of legal counsel and proceed on your own today, Ms. Davis?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're not doing that because you feel pressured. That's
No.
a voluntary decision you're making?
Yes, sir.
Well, she's sort of feeling pressure because she needs to get back home to her son.
All right, do we have a waiver of counsel form to put before her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis, please read that carefully. I don't recommend that you do this, but if you want to represent yourself, you have a right to do so, but.
I, LaShawn Davis, acknowledge that I have been informed by the court of the charges against me and of the possible penalties for each of the charges. I understand that I have the right to be represented by an attorney in this case. I further understand that I am unable to hire an attorney of my own choosing. The court will appoint an attorney to represent me in this case. And if my income falls below certain established guidelines, notwithstanding my right to counsel, it is my desire to waive my right to counsel at this time and to proceed in the case by representing myself. And then it has defended. And then it says, I hereby certify that I have fully informed. Okay, then that's your part, sorry.
All right, Ms. Davis, there's a minimum fine of $100 on driving while suspended second and a maximum fine of $2,500. Also, you would have to serve at least 5 days in the county jail and could be up to a year in the county jail. Do you understand that?
Okay, is there any way I can get probation?
I think there's a mandatory 5 days that has to be served.
If they count all my time together that I've been in jail on this case, I've done 5 days.
Well, I don't know that for a fact. You get credit for time served, yes, but I don't know how much that is. When did you get picked up this time, Ms. Davis?
When did I get picked up?
I would think you would know.
I'm trying to think. I think it was like 3 days ago.
Do we happen to know how many accrued jail time credit days she has?
She's asking right now.
Judge, I show that she was picked up on this case on December 1st. This time. I don't have I don't have jail time records beyond that at this time.
What is today's day? Third. So this will be the third day.
Counts as 2.
Counts as 2.
First of the third is 2.
Okay.
Good thing is she's not going back and forth with him. And that's definitely working in her favor.
Is the jail checking to see if she has some other jail time credit?
I had any other time I was arrested on this case.
She's been in our custody since the first. We're not sure how long she was in custody prior to us.
But I've been arrested on the same case before prior to this.
And Your Honor, we'd actually have to get with the jail to get the credit. I don't know whether or not they actually have access to that in that room at the moment, but we can certainly get her jail time credit for purposes of the journal entry.
I'm not trying to interrupt you, but sorry. But last time I bonded out, I was here. I was locked up in Wichita for a few days. They kept me in Wichita for a few days before they even came to pick me up on this case. So that's why I was saying that, because I think they kept me for like 2 or 3 days in Wichita before they were able to come get me to transfer me down here.
I don't think that the docket notes in this case provide any real clarity as to jail time credit. All right, Ms. Davis, I've just tried to make you aware as to what the possible penalties are. Is it still your intention to waive counsel and enter a plea of guilty and conviction for this?
Okay. Can I ask you one more question? If I didn't want to waive counsel, if I did want to wait, would I still have to stay in jail, or could I be able to bond out?
You're not bonding out.
So I'm gonna be in jail regardless.
Well, I don't know what you mean by regardless. All I'm saying is your current status is no bond hold, and I don't see anything that's going to cause this court to change that. I can put you back before Judge Lee on Friday, but you acted like you wanted to go ahead and resolve your case today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and resolve it. I'm gonna go ahead and resolve it.
All right, you sure?
Yeah, I might as well.
What plea are you entering to the driving while suspended second charge?
Guilty.
Okay. According to the state's charging document, this took place November 7, 2023. Are you acknowledging to the court that on that date you drove a motor vehicle on one of the roadways in Butler County while your license was suspended?
Yes. I didn't know that they
Do
were
you
suspended.
acknowledge that this would be at least a second conviction, if not a third?
Yes, I didn't know they were suspended. I thought I had my restricted license still. Because I had gotten a restricted license, but I guess my restricted license expired like a day or two before that. And I wasn't aware that they had expired.
Well, you're being charged with driving while suspended, not driving while expired.
No, but I'm saying I had gotten a restricted license, like to try to get those tickets resolved. And I didn't realize my restricted license had expired. I guess I think it was literally a day or two before that my restricted license had expired.
Okay, well, you're not admitting the crime, and I'm not trying to get you to admit it. I'm just saying that when I've asked you about this, you're suggesting.
I was driving then, yes.
Suspended. What's that?
I was driving then, yes.
Run that by me again.
So yeah, I was driving on that date. So yeah, if my license was suspended, then I guess
on that date, but they're charging you with being suspended, not expired. You told me that you had an expired license.
No, I said I had restricted license. They let me get a restricted license while my license. It's not the same as expired.
It's not the same.
No, restricted license. They let you get a restricted license if your license are suspended. They let you get a restricted license to try to get your license back together. And you had to apply for a certain restricted license that they let you get for, I think it's like up to a year. And it only lasts for 1 year. And they give you the chance to get everything taken care of. I didn't realize that the year had expired. So I guess yes, I was driving on suspended because that was my fault. I didn't pay attention to the date, I guess. So yeah.
So you're freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering a plea of guilty and accepting conviction for a second time driving while suspended. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign that waiver of counsel form?
Yes, sir.
Can I get verification?
She has signed it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court finds the defendant's waived counsel. Court accepts her guilty plea to second time driving while suspended, Class A misdemeanor. Any specific recommendations from the state, Ms. Norris?
Your Honor, recommend the mandatory 5 days in jail and then underlying 12 months in the county jail, 12 months court services probation with all standard conditions, costs and fees of the action to the defendant, and the minimum $100 fine.
Very well. Anything you want to say about an appropriate sentence, Ms. Davis?
Oh, so I just how many more days would I end up having to do? Another 3 days?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't even sentenced you yet, so.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's my misunderstanding. I thought. My apologies.
Anything you want to say about the sentence before I impose it?
No, if we could give as much leniency as possible. I did it, so I'm trying to just take accountability, get everything in order.
The court will, for the Class A misdemeanor driving while suspended, impose a $100 fine, assess $108 in court costs. Court will also sentence the defendant to 6 months in the Butler County Jail, but will grant a non-reporting probation after she serves 5 total days in jail. I will ask the jail to see if she's got any prior jail time credit to apply. It's clear to the court that she's got at least 2 days against the 5. But as soon as she reaches a total of accrued 5 days jail time, she's to be released on non-reporting probation. You need to get this money paid within 60 days, Ms. Davis.
Okay.
Give me a 60-day window, $208.
Okay.
If you don't have it fully paid, it'll be sent to collections at that point.
I'll get it paid.
60 days to pay, or you're just going to cause more problems for yourself.
Oh, I'll make sure I get it paid. I'll make sure I get it paid.
Don't drive until you're legal in all material respects, Ms. Davis, and I hope that there's no reason to pull you back before the court to review your probation.
Okay, it won't be. It won't be.
All right. Now, again, if she has 5 total days on this, I'm going to order her released. If she doesn't, she needs to serve out the remainder. And I do appreciate the jail's computation of time to make sure that she isn't kept any longer than what the law requires.
Okay.
And Judge, how long was that non-reporting probation?
1 year.
Thank you.
You need to stay out of trouble for a year, Ms. Davis.
Oh, I will.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Davis, we need to address here?
No, thank you.
Or Ms. Norris?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Very well. The LaShawn Davis matter will be in recess. We'll move on to another matter.
So the question is, do you think she did a good job of representing herself? Now, she talked over Judge Ricky a few times, and you saw his expressions throughout the video. I don't know why he was feeling that way. I guess he didn't want her to read that form out loud. I guess when he told her to read it, she's thinking, well, I better read it out loud. Put in the comments how you feel about the whole thing. I hope you enjoy all the hearings. I'll follow up on the ones that I can follow up on, and I'll see you around on the next one.